Okay.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome you all to the Douglas Conservation Commission meeting for Monday, November 13th, 2017 at 7:09 p.m. First is a public hearing continuation for 58 Chestnut Street, Alfred DePrato.
Good evening.
Hi.
Would it be best if I lay back there?
You can if you want.
Okay. So we've done a lot of work since we saw you last.
And could you introduce yourself, please?
Yes, good evening. My name's Norman Hill. I'm a civil engineer with the Company of Land Planning. So, what we've done since we saw you last was we surveyed the topography of where there are 3 48-inch culverts that pass under this road. And we surveyed the topography downstream from those. So there's 3 48-inch culverts. And then we did 3 cross sections to help us calculate the flood elevation. If you recall, the flood elevation in the FEMA map is just this ink blot that goes, it's not correct. So what we had to do was we surveyed the topography through there, and through there. And then we calculated the amount of water coming off this watershed, which is over 2-acre watershed. It's 2.2 acres. Pours through these 3 culverts, and it doesn't all fit through the 3 culverts. We calculated it actually goes over the road. You may have never seen it go over the road, but the calculation says that 100-year storm, it would actually overtop the road by about a half a foot. And it cascades down through here. So we had to calculate it at the road, and then every 25 feet coming down through here, we have a calculation. So they were presented in this booklet, which we sent to you. We also copied DEP. I don't know if you've heard from DEP yet or not, but we used the method that the DEP had recommended that we use from the FEMA guide, which was like over 1,000-page guide that took us weeks to get on top of. But we also revised this plan. The Board of Health, Jim Malley reviewed this plan, and he had some comments. We've cleaned up all the comments that he had, and we've sent that back to him. He has not yet approved it yet. I'm hopeful that he will. I think we've addressed all his concerns. His concerns were in regard to the design. They were more in regard to typographical errors on the plans and simple things like that. As you recall, we are providing a 25-foot no disturb. The blue is the bank. The purple is your floodplain. The orange is the 50-foot Title V offset. And then the yellow is your riparian zone. So I have another.
What is the other purple? What is this purple?
This purple and this purple. All that blends right through there. Right through there. I have another drawing colored up to help you interpret, see what's going on. So to help you visualize what's happening, the brown, that's your siltation controls. It's like an orangey brown, siltation controls. Yellow is your septic system, so it comes out of the house into the septic tank over to the leach field. Brown is the proposed house and garage. 1-car garage, very small house, 2436. Just a 3-bedroom, small house. Not a big palace, just a starter home for somebody. I think they'll have it's really quite a lovely place to live. If you've been to the site, it's quite pretty here. And I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
The erosion control that you're planning to use, do you have a detail on that?
Yes, both hay bales and straw wattles.
So straw bales and straw wattles?
Yeah.
You said hay bales.
Oh, I didn't match, that's what I would say, silt fence.
Silt fence, okay.
Yes, sorry.
Okay, that's all
Worked
right.
outside today.
I just...
Pretty pooped. Yeah, so you can see some of
Okay, so let's go back to the flood plain analysis calculation.
Yeah.
So have you adjusted what FEMA has mapped for the floodplain elevation?
Yes.
Okay, and can you walk me through how that gets accepted, how we should accept the floodplain that you have versus FEMA's mapped floodplain, how we are able to accept that?
All right, well, first, FEMA has it down here, so we brought it higher. We haven't pushed it down the hill, we've actually brought it higher. So we're higher than they are. So FEMA has it mapped down here and we're higher. Also, we've actually done the hydrologic calculation going through here. It's all supported in this booklet. Now, when we were here last, you had said that perhaps we should put this in front of FEMA and get FEMA to accept this. That would be a letter of map amendment that would require that a loan would be submitted and accepted by FEMA. We haven't prepared a loan. I could do it right online. I could send FEMA all of this information. We've got this in a PDF. I could just attach it and submit it to them. It's about a 4 or 5 week process. I mean, I could submit it tomorrow. We might not hear back from them for another 4 or 5 weeks.
I guess my question is, how are we to accept the calculations from you versus FEMA? What's the reference in the regulation that allows you to adjust the floodplain?
The FEMA manual that we refer to in this document walks us through the procedure and how to do it. We follow that manual, and I've certified it with the engineering stamp. So if anything goes wrong, it's on me.
But it
On my
doesn't
own.
technically change it until you do the letter of map amendment, right?
Well, what you're saying is true. I mean, they're not going to change the map unless we ask them to change the map and give them these calculations. And only then would they change the map.
Right.
And they would probably change the map to agree with this line. They'd probably keep their other line down here. Oh, they might not. Maybe they would bring that in. Maybe they would bring this one in and bring this one up. They might. We could do that.
I guess I'm just concerned with what you've found, which is probably accurate. I'm not saying it's not, but going with the guidelines of meeting the Wetlands Protection Act. Was it done according to that?
It was.
Okay. Okay.
So this is theirs.
This was DEP's comments before
The last time.
the very
Yeah.
first plan that was submitted.
Right. So we had
3 lots.
The lot
So
situation
the very end
here.
talks about their interpretation.
Okay.
So they haven't seen this plan.
This all went out to them last Tuesday.
Well, okay.
You probably haven't heard, they might not have time to review it yet.
Okay, so far as FEMA mapping for like flood insurance, that would have to go through FEMA, but for DEP, as long as you follow their guideline for floodplain
Yeah,
mapping,
that's a good question.
then that would be acceptable.
I don't know. But they, I'm just saying how they worded it. So they kind of like what Norm said.
And we've used the method that they suggested we use. Yeah.
Right. So it might be good maybe to get a determination from them just to cover everyone.
Well, yeah, if they can review, because it is a little bit of a tricky site and everything is colliding.
Can you follow up with them? And maybe if they had any questions to say that, you maybe get a letter from them saying that, you did what they asked for in their comments.
You mean follow up with DEP?
Yeah. And then, is this acceptable to the DEP based on the comments they had?
I think that's a reasonable request. I think we should not vote on this yet until...
Well, I
might
also
not-
want to get I haven't even looked at the site. I don't know if the wetlands are correctly delineated. I haven't seen the river. I would want to do a site walk myself or get an outside consultant to do it. I mean, the building is going beyond our regulations. We have a 50-foot no-build. We're relying on the applicant to assure us that it's not right on the edge of the river.
Yeah, definitely take time and look at that. Okay, so we're in no hurry here. This is something that wouldn't be starting until the springtime. So we have lots of time to...
So you've also got time to do that floodplain thing.
And I would also encourage you to grab these other 2 lots. My client's willing to either donate them.
If you want to donate them, that's fine,
the
but it's not
Conservation
part of this
Commission.
project because it's not on the notice of intent. If you want to donate them, we'll be glad to look at it.
It's on the table, and my client would be more than happy to do that.
Then you can put it in writing, and Steve would be more than happy to have our town council, right? Take a look at it, we can get it surveyed.
See, what we could do, Steve, if the town was, like maybe some towns don't want to take land. So what we could do is we could give an easement.
There might even be
We could do an easement.
a
Put
corridor, a
put like a
wildlife
permanent,
corridor there.
no disturb easement on all of
Well,
the remaining
yeah.
land, you know?
When it comes to conservation land, unlike people donating regular land would have to go to town meeting because it can always be used for municipal purposes, a hospital, a jail, or a school, so people should have the right to vote on accepting it. When it comes to, I believe, conservation land, chapter 40C, maybe, I forgot the exact. It just has to be approved because it's gonna remain in its natural state and under the control of the Conservation Commission. All you need, I think, is that's in the deed and it gets voted on by the selectmen and the commission. And it doesn't really need to go to town meeting. It's a much easier process to donate natural land than municipal land.
Yeah, my client's willing to do that.
But that's a separate,
That's separate from
That's
this
separate from the final
project,
one.
whether
Yeah.
we approve it or not.
Yeah.
If you guys don't want to donate the land, that's fine, but that's not going to be part of our decision,
Okay, all right.
because it's not on the notice of intent.
Okay,
So would you like me to walk this with you someday before the snow flies? And you guys just want to go out yourself? I don't need to be there. Another thing that
it's pretty
we've done,
self-explanatory.
that you had asked me to do was we've actually flagged the riverbank on the other side of the river as well. So we had flagged, remember I hadn't flagged the riverbank on the other side of the river? So those were the
yes,
flagged.
to
those were-
determine the riverfront. So
Right.
you did the calculation for riverfront area percentage,
Yes,
For the one lot.
yes,
somewhere around here?
yes. And we are, it's a grandfathered lot, so, but,
Yeah, before 96.
yeah, let me just find that. It's an upside down here.
August 8th.
We may not even have it on here because,
I don't know if I actually saw the calculations on the plan, I just saw the
Yeah.
note that says they meet it.
I don't recall seeing it either, Steve. It's such a large riverfront area, it was such a small pilot, but I don't think it's on here. Hey,
Well,
we'll
that's
add-
kind of key to the whole decision.
Well, the grandfather, lot,
Oh, well-
not always, but we'll definitely put it on there for you. Yeah, so I'll make that revision. We had it on there before for the whole three, but we don't have it on
Yeah,
just the one lot.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's why they wanted you to do the other side of the bank,
Mhm.
have the accurate riverfront area.
Yeah, because that's all riverfront there. isn't it?
Right.
And
So you've
we're altering this.
expanded things.
Yeah, so that's all riverfront, all of that. And we're altering
Yeah,
this
so we
much.
definitely need,
Yeah, the percentage.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Is that the lot line, the dotted line over there?
Right there, that's the heavy black lines. in
Oh,
the-
yeah.
That's the setbacks for the building.
Yeah, that's the building setback.
These three the little culverts, are they down over
Yeah.
there somewhere?
Yeah, 4-foot diameter, 3
So they
foot.
little.
It really
culvert.
affects the other two lots too, in a sense.
Well, in
The
a sense,
floodplain, no, we don't know what happens to this. Property line, but
in a sense it does. Yeah. I got a map in here that'll help show you that. See, there's your lot line. See? So that riparian zone is, but we're only gonna count the riparian zone on this lot. Yeah. But there's that second lot and the third lot's over here. This are all seasonal brooks all through here. I walked this land last April. I think I mentioned this to you when I was here a couple of times before. I've never seen a piece of land like this over here. Everywhere I walked, it was like a quarter of an inch of water. Everywhere.
Water?
Quarter of an inch of water everywhere. And all these little threads just going every which way like a
Is that
spider web.
Bear Swan?
Bear swamp, they call it.
But no
No bear.
wetland plants. No wetland
It's
plants.
all, it's all a perched
It's all,
water table,
all
right?
perched. It's gotta
Yeah.
be like a lot of clay or something, or high,
Like
shallow to
granite.
imagine.
Yeah.
But I mean, I
Yeah.
zigzags to try to find some place where we could have a possibility of getting a perk, and there was nothing. I couldn't believe it. It's
Yeah.
like 20 acres. Maybe not 20 acres, it's a lot of acreage.
Yeah, so I would like to do a site walk.
And everything's flagged.
Yes.
Have you got?
Can you
the-
stake out let's see. I'd say the closest point, which would probably be up here.
Closest to them is
Like-
25 4, and then 25, it's the closest to the wetlands right away. There's a
Yeah,
hill,
these two corners.
this corner.
And then, well, let's say more like the building corner.
Right there, those two building corners.
What is this? Or retaining wall.
retaining wall.
If you could stake that out.
So this line right here.
Yep. The closest point where the building is.
Yeah.
And also the 25.
May I borrow your pen a second so I can get that? Thank you. Oh, actually, I've already given you a copy, so I'm taking this with me. So this will be... Did you say the siltation?
And the 25, yes.
The 25, oh, where the siltation's gonna go, or the 25?
No, the 25, because that's what I'll be looking at to determine if, what you'd say a 25 foot.
So we put stakes
Oh,
along.
no, I'm sorry.
Yeah, from the
No,
BBW.
I was thinking the purple, but,
BBW.
Purple's the flood.
Yeah, we don't really, we care, but we don't care about that.
no. I guess, so the silt fence, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
right? The
That'll
25
be
foot.
of use to
Okay.
my client, so he won't mind doing it, because if he gets professional builders, I'm gonna ask him to stake that later anyway.
Mhm.
Maybe up here as well.
So the 25, and then that retaining wall in that corner.
This corner of the house?
Yep.
I already got that, and then that corner, that retaining wall, that corner, retaining wall. And I'll label them. Corner retaining wall, corner house, siltation control. Can't get that done this week.
Is that the well?
Yes.
We usually require a, what's it
Tailings
called?
Slurry pit.
Slurry pit?
Yeah.
You have to put
With
that on the
double
plan.
erosion.
Norm, why don't you just email, do you have Maria's email also?
No.
I'll give you her card, because once you have it all set up, next week or a couple weeks, just email Maria, and then she'll email the members. If we can go together, or if we can go on our own.
Well, I'd rather go with someone else,
Yeah,
like you,
right,
or if he's there.
okay.
So your weekends are better, right? Because it
Yeah.
gets dark early. Could this all be staked by when, do you think?
Probably by next Wednesday.
Over a week?
Got
Okay.
two big solar farm projects right now. We're trying to get all surveyed with no snow flies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got one of them's
Hoping it
done.
never flies.
The other one, I
Yeah,
know,
no
the other one gonna start tomorrow. But we've got one of them all surveyed, the other one will start surveying tomorrow.
Did you address the, all the sections underneath the 1058, how you meet the criteria for development within the riverfront?
I think in an earlier
1057,
letter,
56,
I think in an
57,
earlier
58.
letter I did that.
Okay.
Is that something you could actually put on the plan? Are you meeting the calculations?
Well, the calculations, definitely, you
Yeah,
can put,
yeah,
but, just a narrative stating how you're, that there are no alternatives, the proposed house location, just so we get everything in writing, and then how you meet the criteria for the lot formed before the August 8th, 1996.
Yeah, I have room for that.
That area.
I've got room on the
You
sheet
didn't
too.
get anything from him addressing all the bordering lands, subject to flooding? No, you didn't get a narrative, okay.
Just the floodplain.
Floodplain explanation, oh, the
I think
analysis?
Maybe 5 or 6 weeks ago, there was a letter that addressed a lot of those things.
Oh,
Yeah, it's been so
we'll
long.
go through it.
Let's just make sure that we have that
Would you
on
like to get it
file.
on this plan? I have room to add it to the plan on sheet 2. I think I got room to add it. I can put it all right in here, right in that section right there.
Okay. And how about a construction sequence? Do you have anything on this
I
plan?
don't. I'd like to have it in the plan as well.
And are you doing no foundation drain to daylight? We usually like
yeah,
to
there's
see
one
that.
right there,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Sediment controls. I'm working through step by step the sediment controls, but Some of these guys, you gotta give them a roadmap. Not a bad idea. to have
Yes,
it.
sometimes we put it in the order of conditions, that no building will be done until the erosion control is up, and then we're out there and
Construction sequence,
not a drop of erosion control.
Can't even believe it.
But-
I know.
All right, I think we're good.
Next
I agree.
meeting?
Yeah.
You mentioned sending this information
7:45
to
on
someone.
We had sent it all to DEP with the same
How
file
about
number.
a site walk then? He said maybe
And
next
you
Wednesday it would be
suggested sending it
staged.
elsewhere, too, didn't you?
So,
No, we haven't sent it anywhere other than here in DEP.
You've been out there, right?
I have to go
Yeah.
video.
He's got a video.
but I
There was a
wanna-
discussion about whether we should send
after
it to
it's staged.
FEMA.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
Saturdays would be best.
there's really no need to, I mean. it's
So the
come higher on
25th,
the
that's like Thanksgiving, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then our next meeting is
Next meeting is on the 4th.
4th. So we could go out the 2nd of December, and hopefully there won't be snow. I hate to wait
Yeah.
that long.
Why don't we plan on the 2nd, and then I'll have Maria email everybody,
That's okay with
just to
me.
confirm.
Yeah. Usually the snow doesn't stay until the 15th. If it does snow, it usually disappears. Yeah.
So, what, 12,
You
2,
I know, as I'm trudging through it.
at say 9 o'clock, Steve?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Make a motion. Oh, actually, you want to ask him? Anybody in the audience?
Oh, anybody here have any questions about this project? No? Okay.
Make a motion to continue the public hearing for 58 Chestnut Street to December 4th at 7:45 PM.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Guys,
you.
Thank you.
It's looking good.
Getting there. Okay, sorry to keep everybody waiting. We have a next public hearing, continuation for 294 Northwest Main Street, Donald Farino.
Is this yours?
Yeah, thank you. Ooh, look how small.
It's a small lot.
Here we go. Small.
I brought some
You want to just put it on
extra.
the table?
Yeah.
All
That's
right.
way too far away. There you go. That's better. That's good.
Eric Bezette with Heritage Design Group. Last time we were here, there was a few things that you had questions on, and you wanted to see some revisions to the plan, so just going down the list. One was the concrete tubes for the foundations. We show these now, this circle, the sauna tubes.
For the deck.
Yep.
Yep.
For the overhang and then for the stairs. We had shown a roof infiltration unit, and there was a comment that was pretty close to the reservoir, we didn't really need it, so we took that off of the plans.
Go right here in the foundation.
Yeah, we just have a pound drain now. Another comment was, we didn't show the 4-foot overhang, so this will be the actual foundation wall here, and then this will be the overhang for the second story, and that's what the sauna tubes are for. And then we're showing the stairs on both sides of the house now. We have a set here and a set over here. And then you had a question about the retaining wall in the front and the height of it. So now we show the toe and top elevations of the wall at both ends here. So you can see it's a 6-foot high wall. 6 foot at this end, and then at this end it's only 5 feet. And then we added a note to the plan also about, for the walls over 4 feet, you require design plans stamped by an engineer. And I talked to, had a discussion with Bill Cundiff about that briefly, and he said over 4 feet you need a building permit, over 6 feet you need a stamp plan. So either way, over 4 feet it's got to go to the building inspector. And then those are all the changes we made to the plans. And then the other thing we didn't have was ZBA approval. And we met with ZBA, and I guess there was some confusion about the application. They made us refile. So we filed a new application with them, and we're going to meet with them, I think December 14th.
Wow.
So, yeah, we got put off a little bit there, but it's, you know, we all agreed it was for the better, so I guess we really won't have things wrapped up with them until after that date.
Because we really don't like to close things with open
Right.
Well,
stuff.
there's no rush. We
Yeah.
need more than them anyway.
Yeah, we didn't plan to start construction until spring anyway,
Okay.
so.
You had a well, there's a septic somewhere?
There's a well right there.
Yep, your new well here, there's an existing well now. It's up here in the front of the lot, right here. And that's gonna be abandoned, and we'll put in a new one down here. The new septic system will go up front.
And you're planning to do the straw bales with silt fence and
And
the
and the wattles, yeah.
erosion control barrier with silt fence?
Yeah, that's what, we had that for, another plan we did earlier, 2 lots down here. I didn't know if, I couldn't remember if it was required or not, but we showed the same thing here, we thought it'd be a good idea to have 2 layers.
Because they're showing both.
Right, and they're doing both. They're doing... And then you can just remove this.
Okay,
Not
yeah.
doing that. That's the only thing I see. And then you have a construction sequence over there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Can't really get much better, right?
Yeah, it's a pretty tight lot. There's not a lot of room to spread things out.
Yeah. We don't have our, do we vote on our
No.
meeting schedule?
So why don't we continue this to 7:05, and he'll ask for a continuance.
On 12/4?
On 12:04, and
Yeah.
then they'll vote on 12:04, they'll vote on the 2018 meeting schedule.
Okay,
We don't have
So
a
we'll put you on for the December 4th, with the assumption you're gonna continue that.
yeah.
And then they'll vote on this meeting schedule and probably vote whatever it's gonna, the first lands on in January is a holiday. So it's gonna be the 8th or the 15th. They'll have to vote on that yet.
Okay. So so you'll go ahead and continue it then? and
We're gonna
then-
continue until like 7:05 on the December 4th. You'll just submit an email requesting a continuance in the meeting. So
Okay.
they'll open, once they have the meeting schedule, they'll open it and then vote on, would you want it the first meeting in January or?
Yeah, hopefully we'll be done with the zoning board in one meeting, but if not.
It's either
then
gonna be,
we'll-
January's either gonna be the 8th or the 15th, but they haven't voted on that yet.
Maria usually hands us the new schedule by now,
I
doesn't she?
know, she's a little late.
So does that email go to you, Steve, or to Maria? So
Just
that
send it to
can-
Maria,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, so anybody in the audience have any questions about this project? Okay, so I guess we're pretty much just continuing it until we hear from ZBA.
Make a motion to continue the public hearing for 294 Northwest Main Street to December 4th at 7:05 PM.
Motion been made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have a public hearing for 32 Linden Street, Corey Lopez. Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Oh, yes, I'd need the ad from the paper. Do you have that?
I don't have
No. Just keep it. You don't want it? Souvenirs? Want me to go look up?
Yeah, we don't have an
Can you bring
ad.
a copy of that?
I didn't get one.
You
I don't
didn't
get that
did
paper.
you submit
either,
one?
so- Yes, I paid for it, there better be a one.
Let me go look it up.
Would have been the second.
Lou, what are you doing? Looking for a clock?
Calendar that I can read.
Yeah.
Is Carol also? I got through selectmen.
I don't know. She didn't come tonight.
Nobody came. Thank you. I mean, we got 5 minutes, I guess.
Yeah.
There's 2 of them there, but they just won't show the ad.
2 of what, that where?
It shows,
Some ad, but you don't know whose it
it just
is?
says Town of Douglas, Crescent Lane, it'll show the ad. It
Yeah,
just
I have
says-
to actually have the ad to read it out loud.
I didn't bring my phone in.
What's that?
I didn't bring my phone in. Was it Worcester Telegram?
Yep.
Maybe that's why Maria didn't print it out.
My phone, no, see it. Or not. Just do like for the day. For the second.
So right here, see here? Click on it, it just says, if you have the one that has it, this one here, there's another one. It doesn't give you any specific information. this one here for Crescent, this is coming up the next meeting.
Yeah, it's the proper one.
That's,
Okay, go before that, he said that was the second. The other one.
this one? This one?
No, lower. You said you did November 2nd, right?
Yep.
How far back does it go? That's it, 14. Just get other towns.
Yeah.
It only goes back a month.
Yeah. Oh, you said you put it in November 2nd?
Yes. Just to make sure I had the 5 days in case the
Did they
holiday.
did they give you a receipt or anything?
They did email that they accepted my payment
see
and my
11.
ad.
11/1. There's only 11/3. Could have been the 3rd,
Well, here's 11/1, yeah.
because there's no 11/2.
11/8. 11/25. Here's 11/3.
So I can't open up the public hearing. Well, it's not an official public hearing until I read the ad out loud.
So you have the green cards?
Yep.
Got the green cards, but that's the key to open up the public hearing. So it has to be notified in the papers. And
Yeah, I know, in the old days, you used to get a cut sheet. I'm too well, I'm old enough.
so until I can read the ad, I can't really take any comments from the audience or even take any information at all. We can continue it until our next public meeting,
Which would be,
December 4th. And you'll have to somehow get a copy of the ad from them,
Yeah.
prove that it was published.
I think it happened to somebody else also, because there's two of the same kind
Oh, yeah?
up there, yeah.
Okay.
So we'll see who else that was.
So December 4th?
Yes. Yeah. 8 o'clock?
8 o'clock.
Waiting.
Yep.
Make a motion to continue the public hearing for 32 Linden Street to December 4th at 8 p.m.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Did you get my email? My voicemail?
Yeah, I wasn't home all day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You gonna flag it at all?
We were just trying to meet that deadline,
Okay.
because we had to get in at a certain time, so if I had flagged it and then get a survey, we would have missed that time frame. So.
Well, now you got time. Okay,
All right.
thank you. Next, how time? 7:45, public hearing continuation for Gilboa Drive, Carol Gogolinski and William Cogley. Carol's here.
Yep, they're both here.
Oh, they are? Oh.
You're on.
Oh, you're on. We're on.
He's chatting.
Good evening.
Hi.
So my name is JP Conley. I work for Andrews Survey and Engineering, and I'm here representing Carol Gogolinski and William Cogley. I know you guys are very familiar with this project. Just quickly take you through the changes that planning board kind of made us go through. Relatively minor and quite frankly not too much related to our effort with you. We now have to have a setback, an easement through here, access and utility easement for future connection to additional subdivisions if one ever were to go in. This is the grading that the town would be required to do for the road construction. So we're just showing road construction and basin. The lot grading is a separate plan. Through this, no changes per se to what you've seen in terms of the grading operations. One thing that we did do is we added a guardrail around this basin. And in addition to that, we have an under drain line that basically is going over here and outletting underneath the basin as well. That got relocated slightly just to stay within easements. And then I know you're looking at this, I don't want to flip away.
No, go ahead.
Okay. And then lastly, we have an off-site improvement plan to handle Gilboa Court, the existing Gilboa Court. We're widening it to 18 feet at the entrance to that property. There'll be a slope in there. We are going to install a section of granite curbing and sod installation on that slope there. They'll be close to 2-to-1 slope. So, and we went back and forth between an armored slope, a wall situation, and ultimately this was the chosen application based on what the abutter wanted and also what the highway department wanted.
And then the erosion controls, could you just point those out one more time?
Oh, sure.
And what you're using?
Sure. Might be easiest to go right to the. So this is our erosion control sheet, I believe. I can highlight them on there for you to help visualize it. Let's see. And in terms of what we're using, here. Where'd my erosion control detail go? Erosion control barrier, so integral to wall wattle with silt fence.
Okay.
It should be on the plan itself too. I apologize for not getting that over there. So our erosion control is going to follow the boundary to the most part through there. And then we have erosion control picking up over here.
Uphill.
Yeah, uphill's on the other side, yeah.
You're putting it all the way uphill just to enclose the property, or what?
This has cross lot drainage. It comes this way.
This is probably just to protect the neighbor.
Yeah, mostly just to protect the neighbor. You know, when we do the tree cleaning through there for that lot,
Okay.
that's just kind of a limit of
So
work.
you think you're gonna pop that house in right away?
I honestly don't know the order of operations. I think, quite frankly, the construction sequence will be road gets installed, basin gets installed,
Okay.
that sort of thing, and then the
Oh, big-
houses fall
yeah.
after. It's sort of the way it was set up.
Okay.
We have to have the
If you
road
wanna
in
put it
before we
up
can
the
sell
hill,
them.
that's fine.
Sorry, I lost my line around here. And we have it back here too. So basically, we're just preventing anything from leaving the site.
Is that a tree line, or is that the erosion control?
It's the erosion control and tree line. They're both in the same thing.
Why does it stop here? Because it's
It's-
farther away from
it's-
that?
All that water's going that way. So essentially, this is just to kind of, there's a relative high point through here. So that's going to follow the tree line that we're proposing. And then through here, all that water is kind of going that way. This will intercept it before it gets off site. You got some puzzled face. Ask your questions. No. Please feel free.
I'm just trying to
Seems a
think of
long
it.
way from the end of the cul-de-sac there.
It is. You know, we have this shared driveway, and then this guy's a shared driveway as well. You know, we're trying to push the lots back from the basin to create as much basin area as we could. The houses themselves, not the lots.
Remind me, is this 5 new lots and 1 existing or something like that?
That's exactly right. There's 6 lots total. There's an existing home right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 proposed.
And have you submitted a plan already, this plan, to us?
Yes.
Or is this our plan?
I believe this, well, you know, honestly, I have not provided you with the copy of the last updated plans, which essentially notes, but
And no stockpiling area called out, so you're gonna be outside the buffer.
yeah.
So that note's on there. Stockpiling outside the 100,
Question.
because you didn't designate any location really, right?
That's correct.
We just don't want the basin material, like on the other side.
Mhm. I'm fairly certain that's on here.
Okay.
Let me just verify that. I'll get back to it. I'll respond to you.
I can
So what's the
condition it
last
anyway?
revision plan?
This one. So, this plan is actually 10/24, last revision date, and that was to add the water easement.
For conservation purposes.
For conservation
Correct.
purposes.
We'll need that plan date.
Yep, 10/24. So,
Okay.
yep. So if your
good.
order of conditions references 10/24. Revision date, we're good.
What do you think?
Good.
You good?
Yeah, the audience wants to say anything.
Yeah. Steve, any questions?
Fine.
Okay, anybody in the audience have any questions? No? Okay. So we do need a copy of the plans for our file.
Certainly. I can give you this set if you'd like one tonight, or I'll bring them back tomorrow.
Oh, you'll bring them back tomorrow?
It's up to you,
Or,
whichever you...
we'll take it now.
We'll take it now.
You got it?
One-stop shopping. All right, so,
I'll make a motion to issue the order of conditions for Gilboa Drive, Carol Gugolinski, William Cogley, with the condition that no stockpiling be done within the 100, and that we have the updated plans with last revision date 10/24/17.
Second.
motion been made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Good. Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
At last.
Not holding. We don't have much space.
No problem.
And that'll be getting signed tonight.
This is a pretty fat set. This is gonna clog up your pocket.
Pick one right there. Crisper.
Need to reduce it.
Yeah, then we really can't read anything on it.
Yeah.
Well, that's why we want to give those to you.
Right, exactly. I know.
No, that note's there. You just can't read it.
It's a little blurry.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a nice evening.
I'll be back.
13.
13. Next, we have NRAD, public hearing continuation for 30, 46, and 50 Southwest Main Street, Lawrence Basile. and they have requested a continuance to 12/4/17 at 7:15 PM.
So I had said that they needed to file before this meeting, or there would be an additional fine in the meeting minutes.
File for the notice of intent?
Yeah. If a notice of intent is not filed by November 13th, 2017, another violation will be issued and the applicant will be required to remove the sand and filter fabric.
Okay, so this is for the ANRAD though. But we can still continue it, but we can issue a fine too.
Okay, so I just want to know, can we do an update or you want me to continue the ANRAD?
Well,
I read this.
okay. And we didn't get any,
We got nothing.
we didn't get any notice.
So,
I mean, you wanna wait, I mean, you can certainly wait till they come in and issue the violation at the next meeting, while they're here.
Well, you did specifically mention a date.
right,
there's
because
been no filing.
we allowed them to keep the sand and the filter fabric so that they could remedy the situation and keep it and utilize that work. But now we've got to have them remove it because now it's going to be continuing and continuing.
Yep.
So,
And we have no
and now we're
filing.
into winter. So, well,
You want to issue another,
I mean, I can do it
Violation
when they're,
notice?
I can do it when they're here if they're actually going to be here on 12/4.
Well, we'll get some clarification. Well, I'll contact, sounds like they got rid of their engineer,
No, the wetlands
or the wetlands.
specialist.
oh,
Yeah.
well then that's a clear indication that there's an issue.
Right.
And they may not be here next meeting.
Right. So let me, I'll continue the public hearing for 30, 46, and 50 Southwest Main Street to December 4th at 7:15.
Motion been made and seconded, all in favor? Aye.
Aye. And then we are going to, I guess,
I thought
have,
it was there, is, so, let's see. Well, maybe I read it. I thought I read somewhere where they're gonna return that to its natural state,
Yes, they were. They said they were just gonna, I remember that.
right?
But they needed to file to do that, something.
do the work within the restoration
Maybe
work.
they're
And I'd like to see the plan, how they're gonna restore it.
Right.
And not just plant lilies and
All right.
invasive species in there. So,
I'll talk to Art, because he's working with them, and see what he knows for the
Okay.
next meeting. Because he's been our consultant on this, so he's been working with both the engineer and their wetland
Okay.
consultant.
so did you wanna issue the second violation?
No, I can do it when they
Okay.
get here, because, I mean, they haven't done it yet, so.
Well, your specific request asks something, that they must file by this date.
Right.
Or they'd be
So
fined
that's-
again, right?
Right, yeah, but I can find them at a later date.
How you feel like?
If we think they're gonna come back, I'm okay with it
What
sliding.
do you think?
Well, they gotta
You
come
think they're
back.
gonna come back?
Well, yeah, they want the ANRAD approved.
Do they?
Do they?
Well, one way or another, well, I would give it one meeting.
All right.
I would-
So, we've gotta get an update from Art or someone
Yep.
on a game plan,
Okay.
or just,
Or you might mention the board was going to fine, or get in touch with the applicant somehow,
Mhm.
and see what their intentions are.
so,
So we've continued
yeah,
it.
Art Allen feels that any work or restoration of the area should be under an NOI. He suggests looking at chronologically to see how long this area was a pond, then create a restoration plan.
Yeah, no,
Commission stated that the applicant must file an NOI for the November 13th, 2017 meeting. I think the ANRAD was pretty much Art had reviewed that and it was all set.
Yeah.
So,
Except for the pond.
yeah. But they have to be taken as two separate issues, right?
Yeah.
So, I don't think there was any more revisions to the ANRAD.
But I know.
Okay.
All right, so I'm looking. Okay.
Yeah, we'll
that's-
talk so much.
All right. Thank you. And we'll bring it up at the next meeting. Next, we have, we can discuss other stuff, because we've got to wait till 8:15.
We have a
So-
couple people here. We
Okay.
number one is here. I don't know if Louis is here for number two. And then
He is.
number four under discussion is the people are all here in the audience.
Number 4? Oh, okay, well, let's do number 1. Have you said number 1 is here?
Yeah.
Andy?
Yeah.
All right. Could you state your name, please, for the record?
Andy Leonard.
For update on Sleepy Hollow subdivision.
So we had that unfortunate incident in the heavy rain. Everyone's seen the report from Art.
What unfortunate incident.
Oh, I had emailed everybody a copy
heavy
of
rain
some
that-
pictures.
No.
Breached the erosion control
The,
down by the base.
the pit blew out.
Yeah.
Steve has some pictures. You want us to show the
You want to see
pictures?
the before and afters? Or?
Yeah, sure. Mike hasn't, no clue. And it was
Let's putting it
very
nicely.
interesting.
Just a vicious rumor.
Have you've been back, Steve, then?
Yeah.
Yeah, he took,
Yeah, you did a nice job. So, that's the fix. Hang on. Let's do that.
Before.
this is
Yeah.
the,
Before. So, yeah, what's really saved it was all those stumps.
Yeah.
so it breached the siltation and blew
Was that
out
when we had all that heavy rain.
like a week ago in the middle, at night.
Let's speed it up.
Was there a tree that fell on
It
that?
was just,
Or
there was
the-
No, it
No.
just
Oh, the
blew it
erosion,
out.
oh,
Lot
the
of-
erosion call, it pushed
See all
it.
this silt?
Yeah.
a lot of velocity.
You can actually see where it piled up the branches.
Yeah. And you were just sleeping away.
I'm embarrassed.
And it was, you can see the difference in the color of the leaves and the silt,
Mm-hmm.
and it went right into the stream.
So that's, and then he went and he did a nice job. I talked to him, he went out right away. And then this is
Cleaned up all the
here.
silt.
Art came out that following
wow.
day. We were fortunate that Art was available.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had 3 guys the first day and 5 the second day. And Art
And
actually...
they went out and picked up all the stuff on the way out.
Yeah, those guys did a good job. And Art came out and kind of gave them some pointers, which was fortunate. And then Art had us, I have the seed mix on my cell phone, for moist restoration.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been planted. And then at Art's request, we put the wattles at the top of the stream bank.
Mm-hmm.
And now the pond is much further along. The dike is under construction, the structural dike. That should be in, one of the problems we had is the specified material is so wet that we're having compaction issues. So we've had to change that material, and we should start again placing the structural dike on Thursday. And Steve had requested that Gary Hare take a peek, or take a look at the capacity of the pond during construction as opposed to construction complete with the houses. So I did talk to Bruce about that day, and my fault, I didn't follow up to see if he had it ready for tonight, so I sent him an email to see if he'd get that report out by the end of the week to you guys. So I feel terrible about that happening, and we're on the way to making sure that can't happen again, but
So,
anyway.
so to prevent this from happening again, this dike is going to be made out of just more sand?
No, it's a low permeable fill that's specified. I think if you look at the detail, it's 15 or 18% above on the 200. And that's being tested by Briggs Engineering and West.
Art puts in his report, it appears that the brook and adjacent BVW were flooded during the storm. Majority of gravel, silt, sand settled out in the flooded wetlands. So did the brook overflow also? Or what are you trying
Yeah,
to say?
so when you, I don't know if the pictures show it, but if you were out there the day after, you could tell where the brook had flooded in that area. I don't know, probably 2 feet on its own.
Okay.
Which wasn't a function of this, it was a function of the
Right,
storm.
right. So it met the sediment that was coming down the hill? Is that what you're saying? That's why it made it a little bit worse?
Oh, no,
Or no?
the brook, I think looking back at it, what happened, we had that original pond that was built prior to the clearing for the basin and the road. That pond had been in, I don't know if anybody had been out there
Yeah.
during the
Yeah,
whole
we were
earth
there.
removal
Yeah, we were there
process.
when
So
erosion control
that
checked.
actually breached
Okay,
and boom, then went down into all the erosion control we had, the silt traps we had, and then even the depressions, we had to catch the silt, and then that filled up, went over the stump row we had in front, and then the silt fence was no match for that volume.
that wasn't considered 100-year, that was
Well, what
50 or something, right?
Well, what Art told me was that it was at the rate of 100-year for, I honestly forget what he said, 2 or 3
Okay.
hours.
Okay.
So it was at the rate of 100-year for some duration.
Okay.
So, I'd be happy,
So the design criteria that you guys have met with Gary should be able to handle
right.
if that ever were to
Yeah.
occur again.
So, be happy if the board wants to walk it on December 2nd while you're out we should be well along to have all our measures in.
Well, we pretty much, Steve took pretty good pictures, and so you're not finished yet,
No,
but you should be by
No.
then finished
Yeah.
with the
every
retaining
measure we
pond and-
need.
No, I gotta say, when we went out, we discovered it, I called them the next day, they responded immediately and took the proper measures, you couldn't ask for anything more.
But when
Well,
you're
yeah,
finished making this, you know,
Structural
dike,
dike.
give Steve a call,
All right,
and he can go out and take more pictures, and then he can show
Okay.
us,
all right.
as long as you're satisfied.
Yeah, I think he's, like you said, it was 100
Yeah.
years. That was-
Oh, doesn't make it
Unless
feel
you
like
want
that.
one to go on. All right?
The dike is
So make
something
sure you
new?
let Steve know,
I will,
so he can
yep.
come look at
The
it.
dike is new?
New dike,
New dike?
new dike.
That's an alteration to...
No, this is part of the detention
Oh,
pond.
okay. Oh, yeah.
The structural
it's
dike of the
actually
pond.
new.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Have you contacted Bill Cundiff about this at all? Did you talk to him at
I
all?
know that Bill is aware, because I had
Oh, okay.
discussions, because he's overseeing the construction of the dike.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
all right.
Yeah.
Very good.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.
Can we take number 4 real quick, because I know the homeowners here.
Okay. Request for certificate of compliance, Attorney Catherine Hennessy, 220 Maple Street, Lot D. Okay, who's here? And are you,
I'm Colleen Romer,
did you spell your last name?
R-O-N-E-R.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm actually at 210. I'm not too sure how this happens. It never showed up my deed, when I bought the property, I personally think the lawyer looked up the wrong one. She wouldn't listen to me. Because I know this because when I first bought the property, I have all the paperwork from Joe Sweeney. He had broken off a chunk of C, took D, and that sold as a log cabin there, and he took C, was absorbed into what I had. So I thought there's a possibility she had looked up the wrong deed, but of course she wouldn't listen, because your tax collector, a couple years after I bought the property in '97, she called me because she had been at the meeting. She said, "You've got the wrong deed recorded. Your bank entered the wrong deed." So I had the services of an attorney. I have all the paperwork here. And she went in and corrected it. So that everything's been fine since. And then I remortgaged and nothing showed up. And then she was telling me that D was as part of my land. I asked her, "Do you have the wrong deed?" She said, "Well, there's so many deeds with this property." I said, "That could possibly be because the Sweeneys had put the house on the original footprint of the house that burned down years before." I said, "I have all the paperwork here for you." And she says, "I can do it." And she turned around and walked away from me. I was like, okay. So.
Okay, so do we have an open,
Yeah, so
order?
So anyways, I had the paperwork which she recorded, and I told her I had it, and she wouldn't look at it. I was standing with all the paperwork for her.
okay.
So it sounds like she lives in the house on the left, right?
Yeah, the 210, that's got 12.96 acres. And Mike,
And she sold your house,
yes,
and when you sold it, the title search came out with the
D
DEP
as part of my property.
DEP for the house that's highlighted.
Okay.
But
Right.
I'm not, because like it's a little,
And so I went out, I didn't walk it because I tried to contact your lawyer to say, if you want me the commission to do a certificate of compliance on 220, contact the owners now, let them know what's going on.
I don't even think Mike has been notified.
Right, or so I wasn't gonna walk on someone's property without me having permission, but obviously after 30 years, just from the street, you look.
It's grown in,
It's all grown in, it's nothing
established.
But you're looking for a certificate of compliance on 220,
Yeah, I don't
which is
know.
not your property.
Yeah, I don't know.
So that's what I try to tell your lawyer that.
No.
And left
She
her a
was
message,
just-
she never responded.
Yeah, I said to her, I said, "You need to talk to these people because she says, "I'm not paid to go to Conservation Commission meetings." I went, "Oh, fine." Because,
So you're here.
so here I am.
So, okay, so your title search, you've already sold your house?
Yes,
So your title search has come up with an order of conditions, but it's not on your property.
yeah, that's why I didn't understand what she was talking about. Everything was signed off back
Well,
at the meeting by, even Anthony
What
Bigliotti was saying, right?
What usually happens is the Sweeneys had 50 acres. They probably sold 220 first and put the house on the large parcel, recorded it, broke off her house years later. And so because it came after they recorded the order of conditions for 220, it gets tied up, everything gets sucked, it's like a subdivision. Her title search got sucked into 220 because it was, at one time, the land was all one.
That doesn't sound right, but, so what does the existing order of conditions say? What plan does it call out?
It called, we have to file.
Just that, just the
It says.
acreage there? I mean, we can always do that funky one that we did, that says certificate's been issued for that parcel. You know how the subdivision?
This is ancient.
It references both of them.
This is my
That's what I
handwriting.
was thinking, so
97.
we have to just grant a partial for that, or
For her.
For that,
You can say that 110, or is it 210?
210.
Yeah.
210 is is granted a partial certificate
Yes,
for this DEP.
we did that, yeah.
Right, for this DEP number.
Yeah, we did that before.
It should be, the paperwork should be in there if you want to look at it for signing the certificate.
Yeah.
It's 210, the one
This
Boston
is
and.
210. The order of
220?
conditions was
This is 20.
issued for, no, it was issued for 210. A
Is
notice
that the
of
mailing
intent.
address? This is not your house, right?
No, I was
220. This is 220.
Oh, the address of the Sweeney was 210. The
Yeah.
project location is 220,
Yep.
Lot D.
Yeah. So nothing to do with your lot. 220. And please disregard number will remain the file number. And then we've got, yep, his mailing address was the 210. He was in a butter. The party's in interest for location. And the notice of intent was filed just on a lot D. So there's nowhere that says lot D anywhere, right? For your paperwork, for your deed or anything?
No, I've never had a problem until this came up. And that's what she said, there's a lot of deeds. I said, I don't know. I didn't know he'd owned 50 acres.
Well, they also referenced the book and page where it should be filed against, so. And then this one references adjacent to 210 Maple Street, so they've got 210 all over the place, but, and do you have a copy of the recorded order?
There's all the paperwork Joe had given
Here's the
me.
order.
Oh, okay. Book, okay, got it. Yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
And your deed is not, do you know your book and page for your deed?
Let me see, Donna Hines had gone into,
The Sweeney to whichever one.
this is when, she had Donna Hines, she was an attorney who had to go into and record, or re-record the deed because the bank had entered the wrong one.
Yeah, this is excluding portion of the lot not shown, now shown as lot D. So this excludes that lot D, which was lot D is 220. So your deed specifically says you're excluding lot D. So this, and then this is not, it's not liened against your property.
Yeah.
It excludes lot D, so.
So we,
I would just issue, you can always issue a partial.
but it's not included at all.
Not at all. Not even close.
We can't even give
Not
a
even
partial.
mistakenly included.
I mean, it's the bank's error, right?
Yeah.
No, this was fixed right after I bought the house. The tax collector called
It
me.
was just it was written the wrong way,
And
probably.
the attorney had gone into the registry of deeds and corrected it. And
Yeah.
after that, everything was fine.
Yeah.
So where this came up, I have no idea.
There's nothing that I don't think we can do. So it's leaned against this book
Did they
and
hold
page.
back money or something?
Yeah, they held back money, but I said, I don't know what you're talking about.
7849, page 7 is the land that it is leaned against. And this is the book and page of the original order that was
Yeah.
this book and this page.
I said, I don't know, because I don't know anything about this stuff.
I know. But I don't think there's any action for us to take
No, you'll have
because
to,
it's only on D and you don't own D.
So it's only on D,
Mm-hmm.
so I'll have to talk to Mike when I see him, tell him. He's gonna have
Can
to-
we just make her a couple copies
Yeah.
at that machine?
Yeah.
If you could just,
What do you
have her
want?
copy of that, one page.
The top page?
Yeah,
No,
and this notice of intent that was filed, just the front pages.
not really your problem, it's the other guy's problem.
Yeah,
It's the,
Mike's.
whoever's
Right.
holding your money needs to give it to you ASAP,
Yeah.
yeah,
definitely.
they
because-
made the mistake.
I tried to
Holding
tell
our
her
money.
that. I told her, I said, I think you've got the wrong TV.
Well, and so what happened, I think, was they included the lot D, the other guy's property, the extra land. And then they're like, oops,
Yeah.
sorry. but nothing is.
Well, I was fortunate
Thank
that
you.
the tax collector was on the meeting that day that Joe came in and separated the land.
Well, they're fortunate because you would have owned their house.
Yeah, well, yeah, maybe, but,
It happens.
yeah.
It
So,
happens.
well, I'll tell her when I see her tomorrow.
Yeah, and get your money.
Tell her,
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. All right, thank you so much
You're
anyway.
welcome. You could tell them
Good
we
luck.
checked our files and there's nothing that we can't, you don't need any action by us.
Okay, all right.
All right, number 2, we're doing a vine, oh,
Yeah.
that's right, we're already.
Where are we now?
8:15.
Yep, public hearing for 136 Perry Street. Lima, Hayes, and Rosemary.
So it's Rose Gleamy Haze.
Oh, okay, I see. Welcome.
Oh, look at that. Super
Yeah.
big.
The Town of Douglas Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing for Rosemary, kind of small, Bellamy Hayes on November 13th, 2017 at 8:15 PM in the Municipal Center at 29 Depot Street for work to be done pursuant to the Town of Douglas Wetland Bylaw and the Wetland Protection Act, MGL 131, Section 40. Proposed work is to be done at 136 Perry Street and involves the construction of an in-ground pool, cabana, porch, and associated earthwork, landscaping, utilities within the 100-foot buffer zone. Okay, introduce yourself again.
Certainly. Good evening. My name is JP Conley. I work for Andrews Survey and Engineering, and I'm here representing Ms. Hayes and Mr. Hayes. So the project location is 136 Perry Street. The lot was developed in, I think, about 2000, 2001. There was an NOI to go with the construction of the house and the septic associated with that project. So right now there's a road or driveway, there's a crossing at the driveway in an existing house. We're proposing to construct a covered porch, a deck and stairs, a cabana, and this pool with concrete around it. The problem with the site is the wetlands. Basically having a constriction on the...
Here.
So the ideal locations for this pool, I think I should take a step back, would have been in this general vicinity, but we're restricted in terms of space and setback. So we looked at alternate locations and essentially determined that was probably our best bet. So what we're proposing is essentially this pool be placed in fill. So there's a couple 2 to 4 feet of fill there, and then grading associated with it. The walkout from the building will go down a set of stairs down to that elevation. We're also proposing a temporary construction access way for construction equipment and concrete trucks, etc. In addition to that, I'm showing a stockpile area, and I know you probably aren't going to like my location for it. It's within the 100-foot buffer. Reason being, if I were to put it over here, it just seems like a lot of additional traffic.
What about right at the tippity?
In the
Yeah.
septic area?
Oh, I can't see it from
Yeah,
here.
sorry. That's a septic system right
Okay,
here.
never mind. All right, so we've already filled this previously. So this is within existing lawn area. There's no trees to be cut.
No, there will be trees cut. The green line represents the tree clearing.
Okay, where's the erosion control line?
Same. The dashed thicker. That's the erosion control. And then
Isn't that the
secondary-
existing tree line right here?
No, it's right here.
Oh,
It's all tree line.
Want to see the pictures?
sure. I thought you said there was fill there.
This is gonna be in fill.
Oh, okay. I thought there was already existing fill. Okay.
It's pretty high up. So you come off the septic and it's coming down in this low area here, down in here.
Well, that was previously cleared.
Was it?
Or is it-
Well, not
was
where,
it?
not where,
maybe in the 1800s.
Wasn't ever, where you put the
No,
pole
they
was
look
never,
skinny, don't
was
they?
never
Yeah,
touched.
that's how it's all
Not that I'm
going
aware
up.
of.
They just
Yeah.
get all logged. That's a
Oh,
couple
okay.
houses up from me.
Within the 1800s?
Yeah, probably.
But right in this area, all this is gonna be cleared. This is where the pool's going.
Nothing goes fast.
I was like, what did that say?
So, well, I'm just showing you. That's the, so from wetland
B and
flag,
C number.
from JJ, I'm at the wetland flag, so you can kind of see
Okay,
how far, so it's up in this area in here.
okay.
What is up in that area?
The pool,
pool.
that's where the
Okay.
pool's going.
What is that, like, little knoll thing right there?
Here?
Yeah.
That's the septic.
No.
It looks like,
Really?
Yeah.
Here?
it looks like it's coming,
That's the septic. I got a video. of
like,
this.
right in the front here. That must be that right here?
Septic's up
Yeah.
here.
Oh, but
You-
then
what you were
looking
seeing-
this way?
Oh, there was like a little, like a crop of trees. thing. I think it was an
What's
optical
that
illusion.
pink flag for?
Oh. Too busy.
Do you know?
Too
No?
busy filming.
Quite frankly, I don't.
Might have been a
Survey location,
elevation.
Yeah.
benchmark. It may have been, but
Or that was the limit of disturbance. Computer. Okay, so do you have it marked out at all?
the location of the pool?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, is that orange thing?
I don't know if it's a traverse mark or.
Is that erosion
benchmark.
control?
Oh, no, I don't
Where
think
is
so.
this point right here in the video?
It's down, it's back into the woods.
Well,
This is all wooded and Steve's
Yeah.
like on the edge of, like way up here.
He's right now in this vicinity, looking down towards it. So right, actually, that view 2 seconds ago when he was looking 90 degrees outside of the building, it might be going back that way.
Back, oops.
So they had so they're no closer than what their other NOI was. This is an NOI, right? Yeah. So now we're at 60.
I would say, Tracy, that your point right here is probably, I see 3 good-sized trees, and then there's a one to the right of it. That's probably right around that area. I'm gonna guess it's right around.
Is the
The limit of tree clearing.
Well, you did call for us to come out and do a sidewalk before the meeting.
It's true.
it is?
Well, I had requested.
Could have staked it.
It's true.
Or flagged it. Flags would have been just as good.
Yeah, like the pink flag. So you started at number 11, right? The JJ. These flags are out there, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I took a picture of one.
Yeah.
Which one was that? Number 11.
I think it was
Number
11.
Is it
JJ?
11?
JJ or 11? Oh, it was upside down.
It was kind of mirrored. Or,
It went by quick.
I don't know.
That's a J.
well, I'm gonna have to. I mean, just knowing Dave's associate's handwriting, I'm gonna say that's probably
Was
wrong.
Crossman did this?
Yeah, it's what it is it's if you flip it over, it's
Oh, it's
the
upside
1-1
down.
is
Yeah.
upside down.
Yeah, we can see it now.
One of my only concern was, when I talked to him, was high groundwater and putting a bathtub with a buoyancy rate. If you went to dig this pool today, it'd be groundwater relatively quickly. And then how would you be dewatering and stuff like that?
So, that's true.
That was my biggest concern.
Yeah, and we had looked into that, so I dug up the old septic plan yeah, for the testing. And essentially, we've got 2 test pits, 1 and 2 up here, and we've got water, no models, but water at 30 and 32 inches. So if I were to carry that down, and then, you know, that's 2.5 feet to groundwater from grade, essentially. If we were to carry that down to that area, that elevation's the 570, and I'm 574, 2 over it. So that's 4.2 plus 2.5, so we're 6.7 feet to groundwater. So if there's an 8-foot pool, it's still gonna be, you know, a foot or so into the water. So I talked at length with Lakeland Pools, is it? Lakeside Pools, the contractor. And what they do is if they encounter groundwater, they'll put essentially a French drain network at the bottom. So it's a layer of stone, then a network of pipes, perforated pipes, that come to a manifold, and then a vertical riser where they attach a pump, and it has a check valve at the top. They attach a pump to that and basically extract from there. So essentially dewatering that area, and then they can put the pool in.
Where is it gonna discharge to?
The
Air?
the water from
Yeah.
the groundwater. That's, you know, a good point. I mean, they will ultimately discharge back to somewhere in this vicinity and then to the wetlands.
We just don't want to create any erosion
certainly
lines.
Yeah, they would utilize basically not a silt sack, but something
Is there
more.
enough room to do that there?
I believe so. You know, the temporary storage stockpile area, we've got our ideal dewatering area. So we discharge to that kind of location in that area. Plus we have the double row of silt fence, straw wattle.
And there's no DEP number.
Yeah, no DEP.
So we gotta wait
Yeah.
until we get their comments, so we'd have to continue this anyway.
DP's comment was,
Really big difference in elevation between the house and where the
swimming pool and buffer zone.
There's,
It's just
in
an
all
optical
caps.
illusion here.
no,
Oh,
there's a
you
good,
moved it up?
there's a good
No,
amount. It's
Steve gave this to me.
576
It doesn't have a
kind of
DEP
is the
number, though.
front
Oh.
contour.
Unless it got cut off.
And down here is 570, 6 to 8 feet
Typically,
of
in
relief.
one area,
You can get a lot of
Wetlands
water flow
Protection
down there.
Act will
heavy
allow
rains
it.
and stuff.
That's why.
But
they
this
put
isn't in-
swimming
I don't know. I
know.
doubt it. I don't think there's a lot of tributary area. I mean, quite frankly, the area that we contributed to runoff on that would be the building and the driveway and the septic area. There's not a lot of,
Not that way.
yeah.
Did you see DEP's comment on this? Swimming pool and buffer zone?
Yeah, that's why they filed.
Okay. That was DEP's
I
comment.
thought it was kind of strange.
Yeah, me too.
I think they were trying to say like, because you can do swimming pools as, pretty much as of right in a buffer in a 50-foot. But under the Wetlands Protection Act, not under ours. But you don't have lawn area existing there, so.
No, we don't have a lawn area. You know, for the most part, our work is outside the 50. We do have some clearing and grading within the 50.
I would just want to be assured that that French drain situation is going to stay within your erosion control, that you have enough room
Oh yeah,
on the bottom there.
it will essentially be
Within it?
within the footprint of the
Yeah, but
pole.
where is the water going?
It would basically come, you know, from that column up,
Yeah.
and then they'd put a pump with a pipe to it and dewater it over here, so it'd be outlet
Into the stockpile area?
Yeah.
Into the dirt?
Well, yes, yeah.
Do you have a construction sequence plan?
We do not.
It might be good to have one. When are you gonna do it?
Just so that the water is going away
When do
from
they
the
plan on
wetland
doing it?
area.
As soon as they can.
It's the worst time of year. You got standing water right in the wetlands.
Yeah.
There was standing water down below?
Yeah.
This stream flows pretty good. I'd say, I mean, it's more than 50% of the year or so.
perennial stream?
No, it's not a stream.
Oh,
I want to call it a stream.
okay, never mind. It's not,
The wetlands.
okay. You made it a stream under the driveway, that's it? Okay,
A lot of hummocks and
yeah.
that sort of stuff in there.
Anybody in the audience
Houses.
have any comments? No? Yeah, I don't have a problem with it.
I mean, they had
I mean,
another way.
it's, you know, we have a 25-foot, build, and it looks like it's outside of that, the clearing. But we've got to wait for DEP, so.
Yeah, what time would you like it to be on, Steve?
8:15.
Make a motion to continue the public hearing for 136 Perry Street to 12/4/17 at 8:15.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks. All right, 820 Walnut Street,
I'm gonna come right back.
okay?
Is it 8:21?
Number 4,
That was the whole
I
list
mean,
of...
number 2?
Number 2, we'll take number 2, Vine Street. What are we doing with Vine Street?
I don't know. What are we doing?
Why is
So
it
we-
even on here?
I don't know. We had a complaint from, someone sent a complaint to the DEP. I
Oh,
showed you that.
yep, you showed
I
me.
didn't take any photos, but when the building permit came in, I asked Karen to make sure that she flagged the edge of Baiting Pond,
From GBI.
GBI, and that she sends a letter stating that, and put some erosion controls on a 100-foot no disturb, because it's an old camp.
They didn't file with us,
They didn't file.
because it was outside the 100.
It looks like everything's
Okay.
outside the 100, and I had her go out, there was some wetlands that were flagged years ago, and I think because it was, they didn't look accurate, because of the way I think that pond flooded at one time, because the wetlands went right to a gravel pine pit. So she went out there and certified, told Karen to certify that everything's outside the 100-foot
Okay.
buffer for the house lot. And she sent that email, and that was probably a month and a half ago. They started construction. We got that complaint from DEP. I went out, some guy was there with his father. The father lived, I think, right off the Vine in the backyard of this property. There was someone else that complained. I forwarded the email to Karen and GBI again and said, make sure that you're outside any jurisdiction of the commission. And they sent an email stating that they are.
Have anybody notified the DEP of your results? I mean, they've been given a complaint and said, you do something about it, right?
Yeah, I have
Pretty
to look
much.
at that. I haven't seen anything on that. That DEP email does that. I have to talk to Maria. I haven't talked to her since we got that Tuesday
Okay.
night. I'll talk to her tomorrow night. I think she got the email, forwarded it to us.
Okay, so there's really no issue.
I didn't see really an issue.
Okay.
She couldn't be here tonight.
Karen?
Yeah, she had to go to another hearing.
Could you state your name for the record, please?
Louis Tizino.
Okay.
The only area that I would make sure, let's see if I bring this up. You know what the address is?
Do like 121-9. Vine, yeah.
Nothing.
Oh, 123? No, 118. 119. There we go. There's brother.
This is the property right here, so you come in. The only thing she flagged this area here, the work is up in this gravel knoll, is just to make sure there's an area, a little area back here.
There's a path right there.
Right.
You see that on the video?
right here?
Yeah, yep,
Yeah,
right there.
but if you go in here, I would just double, I would just have Karen just to double check if the DEP goes out there. that's-
Yeah, no problem.
That you have some backup.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be, you might not constitute 50%. It's a little low area.
It's not, it's off property.
Unhighlight
Yeah.
that one.
Or if you click on another thing.
Yeah, I've tried that. I don't know how to get rid of that either on the Douglas website.
You know,
I
you're
hate
like,
it.
you're like, let's quiz it. I know, because they usually had an eraser.
That
Yeah.
drives me crazy.
Or just X out the search, I think, maybe. Oh, there you
That's
go.
what I'll do it over here.
Highlight something else.
Yeah, there you go.
So where do you think it's wet?
I don't think it's wet.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
it's just, the only place I would be suspicious, because I think it collects, would be right in here. But if you're more than 100 feet from there, that's what I said, make sure that you're more than 100 feet from anything. 'cause wetlands
So the
here,
complaint was that somebody was in there clearing.
Clearing and working at night and,
Only reason he works at night is I admitted.
I don't
to
care.
you. No.
I really don't care.
No, but he works during the day.
I know,
Okay, that's, he's doing it all
yeah,
himself.
a lot of people working at night.
So it's just basically cutting trees, there's no excavator there now?
Well, they will be and stuff.
Yeah, I know, but just right now, there's
Right.
no violation,
No.
in your opinion.
It's all pines and high and, no, I didn't see anything. The only- the
Well, if
only-
it's all pines, then it's
And plus-
obviously not wet.
Plus they
if
put
it's not hemlocks.
they put erosion control over here, 100 feet away from the pond.
So there's already erosion control just in case.
Yeah, over here, or just for, no, so they didn't clear to the pond.
Oh, I see.
So they stay out of the jurisdiction of the commission. The only thing I would make sure is that you're 100 feet, wetland or not, if it's just a suspect.
Behind
area.
Charlie's house, yeah.
There's a little low area here.
Yeah.
In case the DEP goes out there and walks it, you can say, listen, we air it on the side of caution. We're even 100 feet from the area, it's probably not even wet. It's an old,
Okay.
that was it. I would have been out a couple times, yeah.
Okay, so no problems
Okay.
so far. Thank you for coming in.
Hey, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Anything I can do for you?
All right, next we have the 820 Walnut Street Developers Public Hearing.
Thank you, guys.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, actually, a fourth that you really don't know about yet, too.
We need the admin
Right.
paper.
Tonight?
Yeah.
See, do we have an ad?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
None of these next ones have DEP numbers. Seems to hit a void.
Thank you. Town of Douglas Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing for Walnut Street Developers Incorporated on November 13th, 2017 at 8:20 PM in the Municipal Center at 29 Depot Street for work to be done pursuant to the Town of Douglas Wetland Bylaw and the Wetland Protection Act, MGL 131, Section 40. Proposed work is to be done at Lot 5 Walnut Street and involves the construction of a single-family house and septic system with associated clearing and earthwork within the 100-foot buffer zone.
Is that the concrete driveway in the ground? You're gonna come in?
Could you introduce yourself
Sure.
again?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
My name is JP Conley. I work for Andrews Survey and Engineering, and I'm here representing Walnut Street Developers and their proposal for the sewage disposal system and house at, I think it's 5 Walnut Street. It's Lot 5.
Not 5.
So there is 2 resource areas going on here. We have an isolated wetland and as well as a bordering vegetated wetland back here. There was some question as to whether these connect, and basically Dave Crossman designated this as isolated. In addition to that, basically we aren't proposing any work within inside the 50-foot buffer. Our tree line and erosion control stay outside the 50, represented by the green here. 50 is the paint. We're proposing a house which will be, for the most part, within the 100-foot buffer, and then the septic system is entirely outside of the 100-foot buffer. There is a well located on site with a slurry pit that we're going to have isolated with another row of erosion control.
stockpiling?
And it's
Right
in the
here,
front.
temporary.
Oh, okay.
Everything needs to find, don't you think, when you say Dave flagged it, when did he,
But it was just brought to my attention tonight, that wetland delineation was done on February 8th, 2017.
so, wasn't there an ANRAD that was done?
There may have been, I don't know.
I'm wondering why, yeah, so I'm wondering why you reflagged it when you had the original ANRAD that was already approved. So I'm wondering if there's if they match up. I might be wrong.
I don't know.
We must have it on file then.
Unfortunately, I'm not intimate with this project. I wasn't
Unless they
involved
didn't
in
go
it.
down all the way down here, but, all right.
Could you
Oh,
look
for the
and
next
see?
meeting, we can see. We can check into that.
Can you look in and see if there was an
Yeah, I'll look into
ad
that.
file?
And I can do the same too.
Yeah, Wayne.
I can see, I mean, generally we have it in an X-ref in the drawing if there's an old flag, similar to the 136 one.
Where's the 100-foot buffer on there?
It's the blue.
Everything else? Looks fine.
No foundation drain?
No, I didn't see it. It's one thing that I noticed.
There is a foundation drain where it outlets to.
Oh, it's a D, I see it,
FD.
FD. It's just hidden among the lines.
No deck?
Yeah, you should probably put decks and stairs.
Yeah, because that will require another filing.
Yeah, deck off the back.
They want a deck.
Yes,
Keep-
they do.
Every once in a while I forget that, and then the next meeting, they think they're all set, and I'm like, oh.
Second notice.
Do you have an address?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think there is a street number that's been associated with this yet, but I.
Should be.
Okay.
That one you.
It should be if it's an A and R. I mean, if they carved it, did they carve it out yet?
Does it have Board of Health approval, anything like
I
that?
believe it does have Board of Health approval, but I'm not 100%
Can you
on that
find
either.
out? 'Cause
Yes,
we do not
certainly.
like to continue.
It's good to have the street
I mean,
address
not
for
close
20 years
without
from now.
Well, we don't have a number either.
Sure. So street address, DEP file number, ANRAD. Decks.
And Steve, you had a question about the concrete paved
No, I was in a
driveway?
different project.
Oh,
Sorry, I thought you were
Okay.
you said you were here for something else. I thought you were here for,
I think it looks good.
Okay, so we just need the
Best it
deck
can
added.
be. Then you have lawn, you're gonna do proposed lawn, everywhere else.
Yes.
The only spot on 3.45 acres.
That's why it's important to see if that AMRAD matches this one. If it's for this at all.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna continue it. Anybody in the audience have any questions? No?
What
Okay.
time, Stu?
8:30.
I'll make a motion to continue the public hearing for Walnut Street Lot Number 5 to December 4th, 2017 at 8:30.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. I would like to have informal discussion at the end of the meeting about another project too. It was brought up with Maria, but definitely let this
Stay here
gentleman
all
go
night,
first.
or what?
No, it will only take
1 minute?
less, yes. In fact, you
Okay,
could really allocate 5 and I'd probably wrap up before that.
Okay, good.
all right, so We have another public hearing for 45 Crescent Lane, Lot 10. Anybody here for that? Okay. And Maria wrote down there, they did not submit a notice of intent. How does that work? But you did the legal ad.
Did the legal ad. Didn't know how you want to handle. My comp permit ran out.
Could you introduce yourself,
I'm
please?
sorry, Neil with TJK. Our comp permit ran out in June of this year. We weren't aware of that. We thought it was next year. So I wasn't aware of how you wanted to handle with our new filing.
Well, so they were doing work at Crescent on two lots without a valid order, so I told them, I gave them a violation of cease and desist and to file by the next meeting. So he got the ad in and he notified the abutters, but your engineers are still putting together the NOI paperwork?
Yes. We started construction 5-6 years ago. With the market, kind of shelved it. Went back in probably about a month ago. Started work again, unaware that our comp permit had run out. And Steve came out and made us aware of that.
Okay.
We stopped all work.
Well, let me read the ad from the paper then. Get it going. Let's see, the Town of Douglas Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing for 115 Crescent Lane, Lot 10, on November 13th, 2017, at 8:30 p.m. in Municipal Center, 29 Depot Street, for work to be done pursuant to the Town of Douglas Wetland Bylaw and the Wetland Protection Act, MGL 131, Section 40. The proposed work location will be done on 12/1/17 and involves installation of single-family home with septic and utilities. So we need to get a DEP number, notice of intent,
Yeah,
and
so
all that
basically
stuff.
filing for the same plan, so I would just continue it till 12/4, and you should have all that by then.
Yeah,
And then
absolutely.
really, it's the exact same thing that was approved before. We're
Yeah.
not changing anything.
We're not changing anything.
We're gonna do it on a valid order now.
Okay. So what
That's it.
time?
Both of these?
8:45.
And we'll need abutter notifications and all that stuff.
I'll get all
Okay.
that to you.
All right.
Make a motion to continue the public hearing for 45 Crescent Lane, lot number 10, to December 4th, 2017 at 8:45 p.m.
What about the next one? Do they go together?
Yeah,
Same
no,
thing.
They don't go together though.
We can handle them separately?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll second what she said.
A motion been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, the next one is for public hearing, 41 Crescent Lane, Lot 11, Crescent Lane LLC. And we had, the Town of Douglas Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing for 41 Crescent Lane, Lot 11, on November 13th at 8:35 p.m. Municipal Center, 29 Depot Street, for work to be done pursuant to the Town of Douglas Wetland Bylaw and the Wetland Protection Act, MGL 131, Section 40. Proposed work location will be done on 12/1/17 and involves the installation of single-family house with septic and utilities.
Make a
So-
motion to continue the public hearing for 41 Crescent Lane, lot number 11, to December 4th, 2017 at 9 p.m.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Right.
Okay, great. All right.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you. This is
Oh, not last one.
What's that?
We have, are you ready?
Go ahead, come on up.
Thanks again. My name is JP Connolly. I work for Andrew Survey and Engineering. I'm here representing Paul Bernier. Project location is 245 Southwest Main Street, and they came before you with an order of conditions. Ultimately, the tanks that were proposed were relocated here and here.
The what? Tanks?
Yeah, septic tank and
Oh.
pump chamber. During construction, they ran into rock out there, and they had to relocate the tanks. So the
Why don't you bring that down here? It's
Sorry,
so
mine's-
small.
So these were where the proposed and approved location of the tanks are. The red are the as-built. So they obviously got closer to wetlands as well as the floodplain.
Yeah, we just wanted to save the trees on that one, remember?
Yep.
I mean, you can't really do much about rock.
So minor change?
Yeah.
So make a motion that,
So moved.
motion that this is a minor plan change.
Yes, so moved.
Second. Motion been made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Great,
Thank you.
thank you. We're bringing it up now instead of when a certificate of compliance needs to be issued. Yeah.
Well, we try to stay on. I
Now-
try to, except the fact that I don't know when these things are at me.
Can we take that plan?
Yeah.
That would be great. So 10 years down the road. Mm-hmm. We don't have to recreate the wheel.
We'll both be old then.
Should we live so long? Me, I'll be very old. You'll be older.
I was actually kind of blown away. I've, been doing this a good chunk of time, and I've never seen a board member span 20 plus years on the same, so thank
Really?
you. Thank you very much for your service. It's so nice when
Welcome.
you come to a place where
It's a labor
somebody's
of
been
love.
there.
Since 1995.
Whoa.
I came in on the rivers bill. That was exciting.
Keep down in on the river.
I came down on the river. I made it on the raft.
For me, when I started working as an engineer, I worked for Haley and Ward, and we just did municipal work. And my mentor, Leo Euskis, he said, when first time you come into a yard, look for the oldest guy. Just look for the oldest guy there. Chances are he's got more information than you could find in any of their file rooms, anywhere else. And it's so true. I mean, it's so nice to go and talk to somebody who's actually worked on the project or been involved in it or seen it, than to just, well, here's what the plan says. I don't know, go find it,
Yeah. Or have a planning, a conservation agent. How long have you been with us, Steve?
A long time.
17 years.
Huh?
17 years.
17 years. That's thankful. Thank you.
I was pretty close to the
Yes.
5 minutes too, right?
Yes.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks.
You have your stand too? Oh, okay. All right.
Not
I think you left something here last time, didn't you?
That stand
right there might be
mine, believe it or not.
You're letting us borrow it.
But we went through this back in the office of, if we tell Tracy that, we'll just blame it on Paul. Say Paul took it.
Yeah.
I think that was what we landed up with.
Yeah. 146 Monroe?
Yeah.
I went out there and measured,
Yep. You're all set?
all set.
Okay.
All right, so that's
Make a
done.
motion to issue the certificate of compliance for Webster Ventures, 146 Monroe Street.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. And then,
Thank you again.
good night. Okay, so here's Carol Gogolinski. We can get these signed first before we nod off.
I know. My eye's twitching.
Oh, mine's
It's
so
horrible.
dry tonight.
Heat's on.
Now, this is for, this is the 210 Maple.
Yeah, no.
No.
But that person should get sent something. The 210. I mean, the 220.
Oh, yeah, well, when they go to sell
Yes,
their
you
house,
should.
they'll find out.
I thought we were sending out notices to people that have open orders.
Like the 210,
Yeah, I thought
220.
we were going through
Well,
the
that-
records. Didn't we do that?
When I was full-time and had my GIS, I had a little program,
Oh.
but that ended
Oh.
5
Okay,
years ago.
this is, Maria had called me and said, can I buy a new file cabinet? And I said, please do. I know how much fun it is trying to get your hand in there to get a file and,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. And here is Ecotex, for the peer review on 50 southeast, southwest Maine.
Oh, so that he was not working for them. I forgot about this. So we can't really, we don't want to engage him at all anymore.
Art?
Yeah. Because he's done our review of the ANRAD. We can't really,
Well, he was gonna
unless
do
we're gonna vote
he was
to,
gonna do the NOI.
Yeah,
You
we already
voted.
voted to have him
Look at
pretty
the-
much as our consultant for that,
Look at the NOI and the
that
violation.
night.
well, there's nothing.
Well, not yet. That's just for the ANRAD. And I'll take both of those after. This is for some batteries. Maria needed some double A's.
For the
Every
camera.
penny counts. For the camera?
Oh, the pictures. The guy that's the most.
Oh, no, we can't have
You
that.
have to, right in the middle of.
It's all the videoing.
And those cold days,
You're
too.
halfway across town and you're like, oh.
Uh-huh.
All right, let's see. Order of conditions for 294 Northwest Maine.
Yeah.
The Lopez's, oh, that killed me.
Oh, the Lopez.
Yeah. Guess we've got compliance for 146, here we go.
Did you go through any of the minutes? Did you go through any of the minutes?
I did. I'll eat my supper. I'm watching reruns of the Patriots game.
I know. I know. Oh, this one we already signed.
Oh, sorry. That one there, and
I went
minutes.
to bed at halftime.
I was in bed before that. I record it
Yeah.
on an old VHS.
Yeah,
Yeah.
still works.
Oh, yeah. I dug it out of the cellar.
Don't you feel funny, like watching it the next day?
Well, not if I fall asleep. Actually, I watch it several times during the week.
Do you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know you were such a big fan.
Oh, yeah. I going back to the, when they went 16-0.
Yep, and then lost in the Super Bowl.
I never saved the losing games. So, we need to do the minutes.
Yeah.
Has anybody read them?
I read a portion of them.
Yeah, I read a portion of it, some of the first,
Oh, not the new ones, the two
Not
that,
October 6th.
September 18.
Yep.
I didn't find anything, do you? Anything in the file?
nothing. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see, the October, no, the September,
18.
okay, on the third page of the September 18th, under, let's see, 1, 2, 3, the third,
CBI,
yes, at the very end,
I guess.
let's see, Mr. Tassino stated he called Mr. Ziss, who said that as long as you're 100 feet away from that, you can continue. Mr. Ziss did not recall the conversation. Regardless, the replication was planted prior to this meeting, because nowhere does it state that the replication has been done.
Okay.
So we just need to add that, the replication has been planted prior to this meeting. And meets our approval. Okay, so that meets.
That's it.
Oh, that guy took my pen. Oh, no, here it is. And meets our approval. Okay, and that's all I had. So do I hear a motion to approve as amended?
So moved.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Now the October 2nd. Under discussion on page 2, second sentence, this is Morris Pound. It should be Morse, M-O-R-S-E.
Where you at?
Yeah.
Second page where?
At the, under discussion at the bottom. Violation notice, second sentence. So this is
Oh, Morris.
the Morris Pond, so it should be Morse, M-O-R-S-E. And that's all I have.
How about the missing DEP numbers?
Oh, those are important.
We seem to know that now, because in today's stuff,
Wait a minute, is that on here? 30, 46, and 50. Yes, all right.
today's meeting,
0936
Yeah.
is the first one.
it's on page 2 also.
Where on page 2?
The last
Oh,
paragraph of that
0936, okay.
meeting.
Yep. Good catch.
That it?
That's it? Do I hear a motion to approve as
Yeah.
amended?
Yeah, I'll move to approve the meeting minutes as amended for October 2nd, 2017.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Can you put those on Maria's desk, please?
Actually got through a couple of these.
And I haven't read the October 16th. And is that it?
I think so. You want some more?
No, I just don't want to.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
We adjourn at 9:10.
Oh.